You know, every single day, billions of banknotes are passed from hand to hand. They're such a common part of our lives, an article of trust we rarely even consider. But behind each one lies a hidden world of precision engineering, national security, and just remarkable complexity. Today, we're going inside the highly secured facilities where India's promise to its people is literally printed onto paper. So, the first and probably most profound challenge is this. How do you create a single, trusted form of currency for the world's most populous and diverse democracy? This isn't just about printing money. It's about engineering a unifying symbol that has to function across an entire subcontinent. And this number right here, 17, it perfectly illustrates the core of that challenge. 17 languages. That's more than any other currency in regular circulation anywhere in the world. Each and every Indian banknote has to communicate its value across this vast linguistic landscape. And let's be clear, this isn't just some symbolic gesture. It's a functional necessity. We're talking about serving 1.4 billion people, from the Himalayas down to the tropical south, for people in big cities and in tiny rural villages. That note has to be immediately and clearly understandable. It really makes the Indian banknote a marvel of inclusive design. So how exactly is this challenge met? It's actually pretty brilliant. On the front of the note, Hindi and English are prominent. But if you flip it over, you'll find a dedicated panel that displays the denomination in 15 other major languages, everything from Assamese to Urdu. This panel does two critical things at once. First, it ensures accessibility for millions of people. And second, its incredibly complex typography provides an extra, very intricate defense against counterfeiting. Now, what's so crucial to understand is that trust in a currency, well, it begins long before a single drop of ink is applied. It starts with the very material it's made from, the foundation of its integrity. This journey starts with something you might not expect, 100% cotton linters. These are the short fibers left over from making textiles. They're purified into this cellulose slurry, which is then formed into a highly specialized paper. This process is what gives Indian banknotes that distinct, durable feel. It's nothing like ordinary paper. But more importantly, it's at this stage that foundational security features are embedded directly into the very structure of the paper. First up, the watermark. By carefully controlling the thickness of the paper pulp as it sets, multi-tonal portraits of Mahatma Gandhi and the Ashoka pillar emblem are formed right within the paper itself. See, they aren't printed on top. They are an integral part of the substrate, with these subtle light and shade effects that are incredibly difficult for a counterfeiter to replicate. And then you have the security thread. Now, this is far more than just a simple metallic strip. It's a sophisticated ribbon that's literally woven into the paper. It has these little demetallized windows that reveal the letters RBI and Bharat or Bharat. On the higher value notes, this thread actually shifts color from green to blue when you tilt it. It's a dynamic, visible feature that's a cornerstone of the note's security. All right, so with that secure paper foundation in place, we can move to the printing process. And I want you to think of each step not just as adding color or a design, but as meticulously layering a new level of defense onto the note. We're building a fortress of security here. The printing process is really dominated by two pillars. First, there's offset printing. This lays down those vibrant background colors and the beautiful, complex geometric patterns you see. But the second pillar is absolutely key for security, intaglio printing, using engraved steel plates and just immense pressure. We're talking tons per square inch. This process creates a raised, tactile ink. You can actually feel the texture on Gandhi's portrait and the main numerals. It's a sensory verification that no standard printer on Earth can reproduce. And the layers just keep building, each one another barrier. For example, there's the color shifting ink, where the numerals change from green to blue when you tilt the note. If you look really close, you might spot microlettering, text so small it just looks like a line. Or hold the note at an angle to the light, and a latent image of the denomination suddenly appears. Then there's the see-through register, a design that's split between both sides, but when you hold it up to the light, it aligns perfectly into a single numeral. And finally, you have tactile marks, raised shapes to help the visually impaired. Altogether, they create this cumulative defense. It's just an overwhelming challenge for any would-be counterfeiter. Now, creating one of these complex notes is an achievement in itself. But the real challenge? It's producing them flawlessly and on an absolutely massive industrial scale to power one of the largest economies on the planet. Just think about this number for a second. Over 20 billion banknotes are produced every single year. The scale of this production is honestly difficult to comprehend. It's a constant flow of currency coming out of 4 highly secure printing facilities spread across the country. And at that scale, the tolerance for error is absolute zero. This official statement from the Reserve Bank of India isn't just a claim, it's the operational mandate. Every single note that goes out must be a perfect representation of the nation's promise. There is no room for mistakes. So how is this zero-error standard actually maintained? Well, first, high-speed automated cameras inspect every single sheet for even the slightest defect. Then each note is given its own unique serial number for tracking. And get this, the numerals actually ascend in size, which is another subtle security feature. Finally, precision cutters slice the sheets into individual notes with micron-level accuracy before they're bundled for secure transport. Any note that fails inspection at any of these stages is immediately pulled and destroyed. So when you put it all together, what we've seen is that an Indian banknote is so much more than just money. It is an engineered article of faith. Every single feature, from the 17 languages to the tactile ink, is designed to build and maintain the trust of 1.4 billion people. It's a physical representation of national unity, of technological prowess, and of economic stability. So the next time you happen to hold a banknote in your hand, take a moment. Look a little closer. What you're holding is a concentration of sophisticated technology and a symbol of national identity, all in the palm of your hand. Feel that raised print, see the watermark, tilt it to watch the colors shift. What will you see now?